So, wow. That Fear the Walking Dead two-part finale was phenomenal. And I mean phenomenal. And Fear the Walking Dead, it's gotten much, much better since season 1. But I would never say it was to the point where I thought it would be fantastic. And the first part of the finale is entitled Wrath. It's episode 14. And this episode's fantastic for a lot of things. One thing, it shows Ophelia and sort of she's trying to cross the border but doesn't explain why, and she gets caught by this guy, and it adds that sense of mystery at the beginning of the episode. But then we see the breakdown of Travis, which is the best part, which I will come back to in a minute. And of course we see what's going on with there's this gruesome scene where and they're at the hospital, this walker comes to life and comes back to life and bites Alejandro and bites off this guy's nose, and Nick has to kill it by shoving his thumbs up the walker's eyes. And it's just this like insanely gruesome show. Like it's like I was talking to somebody I was watching with. It was one of the grossest scenes we had seen on The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead. Just The Walking Dead in general. It was one of the most gruesome scenes ever. And I mean, you killing a zombie by using your thumbs to shove it up the skull. That's insane. And it was this really gross moment, and it was really cool seeing the zombies back in action and seeing the zombie, of course, biting off the guy's nose. But we sort of get the feeling, and we figure out that Alejandro is not immune, which is a biggie because, you know, everybody was talking, oh, is he really immune? No, he's not. And it's insane because you have these. And we also figure out that the narcos dealers are not going to, you know, want to keep doing the deal. They want to take the colonia for themselves, so we figured that fact out as well. And all of that is fine and good, and it was fantastically put together. But let's talk what the best part of this episode was, and that was the Travis, Chris. The conclusion to their storyline was, I mean, insane. Basically, those two other guys who went off with Chris earlier in the season, they said that Chris was driving and sort of he kind of passed out because they had been staying awake all the time, and the truck tumbled over, and so they killed him. Well, Travis locks himself in a room with these two guys and brutally murders both of them. And, you know, considering Travis has had this moral code throughout this show, it's a really shocking moment, and it was actually one of the most gruesome kills I've seen towards a human. It sort of reminded me of Rick in season 6 of The Walking Dead whenever he took out Jesse's husband. But I mean, it was even worse than that. Like, this is one of the most gruesome kills I've seen in The Walking Dead history, and seeing Travis do it, of all people, seeing him break down because they basically shot his son, it was insane. It was, I mean, my jaw was dropping at the end of this episode, and I mean, it just left me excited for the next part of the finale, which was fantastic in its own right, but it wasn't nearly as good as this. But I would have to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10, and that's the highest score I've ever given for a Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead episode. But Wrath is truly what this show can be, and it shows that the show can be one of the most fantastic shows on television. And it was a great way to wrap up the Chris Travis storyline and set up a few plot threads to be solved in the finale and to go into season 3. So it was phenomenal. I'd recommend this episode to anybody. If you've already seen this episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was such a great episode. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this review. Remember to check out my other Fear the Walking Dead reviews. My season 2 review will be out tonight. This has been Jonesy from Jonesy TV, bringing you the review for the fantastic episode of Fear the Walking Dead, episode 14, Wrath, signing off.